Ladies and gentlemen, this is the 49th episode of Concerned Dabs podcast. I am your host, KDM King. Our guest tonight, ladies and gentlemen, he is the owner, CEO, head engineer extraordinaire at the Bakery Recording Studio in
Thank you.
Phoenix, Arizona. I'd like to
Thank you.
introduce
Thank you.
my man, Willie Animal.
Thank you,
How's it
man.
going, man? How's
Going
it going, man?
going good, man. Thank you for having me, man. For
No
real.
doubt,
Pleasure
no
being here.
doubt. Thanks for coming on the show, man. I
Of course.
appreciate it, dude.
Of course. Had
Yeah,
to.
yeah. Hopefully, I figure folks are in the crib not doing stuff. Hopefully, they can check out the podcast, man.
But they're either in the crib or they're out getting arrested, man. And have y'all heard about
Yeah,
like the curfew going on in some places or what?
yeah. Everybody in Portland, I guess, went to the coast this weekend to check out the beach. They're
Are they getting are they letting
Yeah,
them do it or
I didn't see him arrest anybody yet, but I think cops were out there trying to tell people to go home. At
oh yeah,
least
that's crazy.
I don't think they cuffed anybody, so that's cool.
That's
But
crazy.
yeah, I don't know what the hell, man.
They've been arresting people left and right in Florida, bro. It's wild.
Damn.
I, they're
Yeah.
like I watched this video, this girl got clotheslined by a cop.
Damn.
Yeah. It's crazy.
Stay
It's crazy as
stay in the
fuck.
house. Stay in the
Stay-
house, lady.
it's fucked up, man, but it's crazy, man. It's crazy.
No doubt. So, I mean, for the interview tonight, dude, I just wanted to. I mean, on the flyer, we got to talk about the studio entrepreneurship and cannabis culture. So, I guess can you talk about yourself a little bit? Like, how did you get started in music and then engineering and like it's I'm sure it's a long story, so I'll interject and ask questions here and there too.
Oh,
uh
no doubt, no doubt.
you
Well,
know
shit. Let me just start, man. I'm from Illinois originally, bro,
yeah,
and in Illinois, back before the dispensaries, they had people that actually sold the weed, So
yeah,
that's what I was doing back there, not really doing too much with myself, and I just thought that I needed a better opportunity. You know what I'm saying? I need to change my surroundings, need to get uncomfortable for a second so I can try to do some shit, man. So I moved to California, bro, about 5 years ago. When I was in California, that was my first time really getting an actual job, bro. I was working at Home Depot, but I moved to California because I wanted to do the music. I wanted to get the ball rolling. You know what I'm saying? So,
yeah,
long story short, I lived in LA for about 9 months, bro. And LA is just so expensive, and there's so much shit going on that it's hard to just go out there and get right into the music. You know what I'm saying? So
yes, sir.
I had to work, had to pay bills and all that shit, man. And at the time, I knew a person that stayed in Phoenix, and I was just basically telling them, like, LA is just expensive as shit. I really can't do what I want to do out here, and I don't want to go back home. So
Yeah,
then they told me to come to Phoenix and check Phoenix out. So that's exactly what I did. When I got here, I got the same vibe as LA, but a little more laid back. You know what I'm saying? It was
yeah,
it was chill. It was a nice little vibe, but people weren't. It wasn't as busy. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? You can take the time to really plant your seed and build a foundation in Phoenix. So that's basically what I did with the studio and with the music. I always was into music. I always recorded myself. It just that the opportunity didn't arise for me to have my own studio that was profitable until I moved to Phoenix, Arizona, bro. So
No
that's
doubt.
that's basically the short version of how I got into the studio. Now the name the bakery that comes
Yeah,
from because everybody asks me like, why do you name your studio the bakery? What does that have to do with recording? And it really doesn't have nothing to do with it. Like I said, before I moved here, I was in the weed business. That's all I really knew is all I really knew about was weed. Okay, we'll just leave
yeah,
it at that.
yep,
So when I got the name or when I came up with the name, I just wanted something that was abstract. I wanted something that confused the two together, that confused weed, cannabis, and the music. And I don't know how I came up with it, but the name bakery just came out of nowhere and it stuck. You know what I'm saying? Nobody's gonna hear the bakery and think it's a recording studio. But then
yeah,
when you come to the bakery and you record and we cook the music, and we're getting baked in there, then it
Yeah,
makes sense. So
no
that's
doubt.
that's pretty much all of it in a nutshell, man.
No doubt. Yeah, man. Very awesome studio too. I pretty much everything that I recorded the 2 years I was in Phoenix, I did at your spot, man.
Man, thank
Um,
you. We definitely made some good songs for sure.
yeah, man. So anybody who's listening who might be an artist, if you're in the Phoenix area or traveling through, please hit up the Bakery Recording Studio online. You can book it digitally for whatever time you're gonna be. There's a discount if you book more time, for 4 hour blocks and stuff.
Of course, of course.
Yeah. So very, very, very talented engineer too,
We
dude.
try, man. Our whole studio is just about setting the vibe, man. We want people to come into our studio and know that you're in a professional place, but it still feels like home.
No
That's what
doubt.
we try to get across at the bakery.
Yeah, man. Another thing that I want to talk about too, the merchandising, dude. I know that
Huh.
you write and record a little bit.
Yeah,
You're hopefully gonna release something in the future, but already,
hopefully.
dude, I feel like you're equipped to win as far as the entrepreneurship on the music artist side. When I was down there, you had a bunch of like you had like a little T-shirt series you were doing. People like I was like, yeah, man, hell yeah, I'll grab one, and then
Man, for sure.
the latest thing you have is the smoke box. So can you talk about your merch game and what you got lately going?
Well, all right. Well, I actually got a smoke box right here, and this is what they look like. And
Word.
basically, when open it up, it basically has everything that the average smoker would need to smoke. We got your lighter, your oil container, your dab container, your rolling papers. It's just marijuana merchandise, man. And like you said, I've always been strong on merchandise just because I know that this being a business, I would like to think that I understand business sort of well.
Yeah.
And in business, the main thing when you create a product is you have to create a demand for that product. The easiest way in business to create a demand where there's no demand is by bundling your product with that has no demand with something that is valued in the demographic that you're trying to sell to. You feel what I'm saying?
Yes,
So
sir.
if I want to market my music or my merchandise to a specific demographic, then my merchandise has to encompass something that they actually want.
Yep.
Nobody knows about me. Nobody knows about the bakery or what I got going on. So it's my job to build a demand and build a want for the merchandise that I'm actually selling. So before you had mentioned the t-shirts, and I feel like that was the earlier stages of my merchandising. And the reason why I say that is because it's generic. A lot of merchandise that people sell as artists is very generic merchandise, like t-shirts or just something that everybody else sells. I don't,
Yeah.
I only wanted to sell t-shirts because I saw the next person selling t-shirts. So I thought I should have t-shirts. Or people might do wristbands or whatever the case, but a lot of the times it's nothing creative. The merchandise is just something that you've seen somebody else have that you want for yourself. So
Yeah.
under so me understanding that, I had to sit back and I had to look at the situation a little bit different, and I actually had to look at my demographic different. Does my demographic want a T-shirt, or do they want something that they can use on their every day? And my
Yeah.
demographic per se is weed heads, people that smoke cannabis, people that smoke weed, oil, or whatever it may be.
Yep.
So that being my demographic, I understood that I can give them something that they'll value a lot more than just a t-shirt. You know, if you buy a t-shirt, you wear it in a support, but what if I can give you something that will actually be useful, hence the smoke box.
Yep.
Something with customized paper, something that a person can buy and still use every single day. And even
Yeah.
with the smoke box, we try to get everything like you see with our customized papers. These are European papers, all organic, okay? No harmful glue. The the actual glue part that's on here is like a tree sap that's all organic. So we actually try to give people something that we can stand behind and we could be proud of with the smoke box. You know what I'm saying? So
Hell
that's
yeah.
basically how the idea for this came apart, man. I just felt like being different and I felt like being creative in a time where people aren't really using their creative side.
Yeah, it is, man. Everybody's merch game is kind of
And
right
merch is the thing
place.
that's selling right now, man. Like
Yeah,
you were just talking about music. If you look at some of your top artists, the way that they're selling all these albums is by bundling them with merchandise or by bundling them with show tickets. You feel what I'm
yeah,
saying? So you gotta understand the game that you're playing. So right now it is a merch game, but at the same time, it being a merch game, everybody has t-shirts, everybody has their merchandise. So you have to stand out in a way. And the only way that you can stand out is to be a one for one.
yeah.
Create something that nobody else is doing. That way they have to come to you if they want that specific thing.
No
So,
doubt, no doubt. Willie, good call, Willie.
man,
I
it's all
I re-
about.
I, I respect it a lot, dude. And I had my guy Sweeney on the show one time. He also owns his own business, pays his bills off of it. You know what I mean? So I love hanging out with friends like that because it's a good influence, and you get to hear different principles and techniques and stuff help them succeed. You know what I mean?
Well,
So
well, honestly, you know, I know I know you got your questions, man, but I can tell you why a smart businessman would never fail right now. But I know that may be another story, so I don't want to stray away
nah,
from
man,
what we're
nah.
talking about. But
Talk about what you want, Willie. It's your time to. It's your mic, bro. You know what I mean? We still got 45 minutes, bro.
okay, well, basically, like what your partner was talking about, man, and just how it's good to have your own business. I feel like anybody should do it because if you understand business, then you'll understand America. And America, the United States that we live in right now, is a business. So the only way to be successful here is to understand business to some extent. Now, in 1971, I know that I'm going to be reaching
Nah,
from everywhere, so
nah,
you're going to have to stay
yeah, it's
with me
all
now,
good.
man.
Yeah,
In
man. Let's hear it, Willie.
1971, the American dollar stopped being backed by gold. That means that we had no, like the American dollar had nothing to fall back on. So we just kept printing money, printing money. Fast forward, we came up with this thing called credit, which most countries don't have. And what credit is a fake number that doesn't mean anything that you can use to your advantage if you know what you're doing with it.
Yep.
So here comes how a business owner is always successful if he knows what he's doing, bro. Now, me being the business owner, I am the only person that can dictate my income and my outcome. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
If I write a receipt, if I sell a product, I can boost the numbers. I can do anything I want. I'm in control of that, okay? Now, I am control of how much I make, even if I don't really make that much. So what happens in America a lot of the time with people that own their own businesses is they'll cushion the numbers a little bit and show that they made a little bit more or a lot more than what they did. Now, once they have their tax returns back and they show that they've made, let's say, 50 to 60 to 70, $80,000 that person or that particular year, then their business can get a loan or credit line because this is America. That money, whether they made it or not, will guarantee them a credit line with a specific bank or a lender. Now
Yep.
that loan can be 100,000, 200,000, 300,000. Now, if you're a smart hustler slash entrepreneur, whatever you want to call it, whether you made the initial 80,000, it doesn't matter because nobody would know that besides you. Like for example, you said I have a recording studio.
Yep.
So let's say Joe Smo came into my studio. Let's say I have a session tonight at 12 a.m. with Joe Smo, and he's going to pay me $10,000, right?
Yeah.
Who can prove that besides me?
Yeah.
Nobody. So that's my point. So whether you make the money or not, you can still get that loan. Now, if you're a hustler and you know how to flip the money, you will get that loan for 100 to 150,000, whatever you get, whatever you qualify for, and then you'll take that money, invest it into whatever you got going, and you'll flip that money. So you see, if you're a real entrepreneur in America or a business owner, and you understand how to use credit and how to finesse the system, not legally, because this is America, this is the American way. This has been
Yeah.
happening for hundreds of years. It's
Yep.
impossible for a person that understands this to fail in business because you never spend your own money. You never use your own money. You use the fake number that America has given you called a credit, or a credit score or whatever it is for your business, not for me as an individual, but for my business. And then anything that I want, I can get off of that. And that
Hell
right
yeah.
there is what a lot of people consider to be American dream. For example, when people go bankrupt and you hear about Donald Trump and all these celebrities going bankrupt, they're
Yep.
actually gaining more wealth and more money. And the reason why is because, once again, whether the money is there or not, if I build a credit line for my business and I can get a credit line that accepts me for $100,000 or $200,000, if you have something that's called an LLC, which is a limited liability company, money out of there, get the loan, and then file bankruptcy on your corporation and just take that money and reinvest into another business. That's what 9 out of 10 of these millionaires do when they file bankrupt. So, like I said, it's a whole nother story, but your friend has a reason on why he told you you should have a business or why business is good.
No doubt.
If you
Yeah.
understand these things, man, it's impossible to fail, man.
Yeah, man. I see a lot of homies going the food cart route too. And it's just yeah, like cash only business too. Same principles, same everything.
I think that
Uh
shit's dope, man. When I go to LA, like when I go to Venice Beach or around that area, that's honestly where some of the best food is.
yeah, in Portland too, man. Shout out to Mikey Vegas and the Trap Truck PDX. They got that Trap Kitchen LA. They have a branch in Portland called the Trap Truck, and they
So dope. That's dope as
yeah,
hell.
yeah. Like I think the guy Spank, I think, is the main chef. They wrote a book, like a cookbook or something, and then they opened the food cart after that, and it's just been blowing up, man. They did like it was like a tour with E40 where it's
Up there
like,
for those food trucks, is there like
is there what? What was the question? Can you hear me? Oh, your video froze, Willie.
big like food truck scene up there where you're at? Is there a
Yeah,
lot of that?
it's
A lot of
yeah,
those?
man. Yeah, it's
Yeah, I can
cracking
hear you. Is there a lot of those
yeah.
going on?
Yeah, in Portland it is a lot, man.
No.
I haven't checked it out in Spokane too much lately. Oh, Willie left the car. He's gonna come back. Can you hear us, Willie? We can't hear you. Your square is on the screen, but we don't have video feed. Feel like your audio
My
came
bad,
through.
yo.
There we go. There we go. There
All
we go.
right. My
Yep.
bad. But no, I was just asking, is there a big food truck scene up there where you're at? Is there a lot of
Yeah,
those?
man. Yeah, in Portland there is heavy. I haven't checked out Spokane too much lately, but in Portland it is. It's super heavy, and just like you're saying too, a lot of the best food, like that's where you can get it.
Why
There
do you
was
think I'm sorry, go ahead.
there was this whole block downtown. I don't know if it's still open. It was like every country, like there's Ethiopian
Damn.
food, like Guatemalan food, like whatever kind of food you wanted, you could go to a cart there and get it for
That's dope.
lunchtime if you work downtown. Yeah.
That's dope. What do you think is having people go in that direction instead of, the whole traditional restaurant way?
Just cuz it's cheaper, dude. Like to rent on a restaurant building would be expensive as shit. Like not just the rent, but the utility.
Yeah, I was gonna say at least 3 to 4 thousand on the low
Yeah.
end.
Yeah, and then staff, you know what I mean? You got to have probably at least 3 or 4 people on
Facts.
staff all the time, you know what I mean?
Facts.
And it's like at a food cart, there's usually just one, like maybe there's an extra dude at lunch,
How does your
for the
homie do
rush
it?
or
Does he
something.
do it by himself or does he have like one employee or what?
I think it's when I went there, the times I went there, there was just one guy. And so I
That's
think
dope.
they prep everything in the morning and then it sells out. Like sometimes it's like this is on special today and you hit them up at 4:30 in the afternoon like, "Yo, I'm coming down there. You guys got it." And they're like, "Nope, they're
See,
so
I
I
honestly think that's the beautiful part of it, man. Like you have
yeah.
to do 10 times as much work, but the payout and the profit is well worth it. Because
Yeah.
it sounds like, like I said, beginning or in the beginning, it sounds like your friend built a demand for his food.
Yeah.
and now he just gets to enjoy the benefits of what of all the hard work he put into it.
Yeah, dude. It's like
Whereas even at a restaurant, you could work your ass off, man. But at the end of the day, if that's not the situation for you, then you know that you're gonna get let go.
yeah, dude. Serious. And that's yeah, like, I'm sure the cost of owning a truck, like maybe rent on the food cart lot is maybe I don't even want to say it's a more than $1,000,
Does
you
he
know
have
what I
like
mean?
a? Does he stay in one spot or does he move around?
Nah, I'm pretty sure he's in one spot. I think he's moved maybe once or twice since he started, but I'm
Okay.
pretty sure they're in the same spot every day. So
Okay, then I'm pretty sure he just pays like probably 100 at 100, 200 at most for like a little permit for the spot. Then it can't be that
yeah,
much.
it can't. And then I'm sure you gotta like maybe they have power to plug into, but maybe you gotta have propane or
A little
something.
generator. You think a generator will
Yeah,
work or what?
yeah,
It
something
makes
to heat up.
sense. It makes
Yeah,
sense, man.
dude. Yeah, and then one guy, you could pay that guy really well too, you know.
Facts,
And it's
facts.
like all you gotta do is to heat up the food and serve.
And then even look at that one guy, even outside of payment. If you just got one person that you're working beside of every day, then that person is going to really feel like they're a part of what you got going on, you know. So they're going to give a little more effort to where if you work at a corporation or something, and you're just another number. You feel what
Hell
I'm saying?
yeah,
So I just think
hell
it's just a
yeah,
funner thing, man. Like when you have your own business, it's definitely 10 times more work, man. But you don't feel the work. You know what I'm saying? It
yeah,
doesn't feel the same. It hits a little bit different because it's something that you want to do, something that you're interested in doing. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah,
for everybody, man, even if you don't know what you really want to do right now or you don't have a solid plan, think of a business, man. Everybody should there's no reason why everybody shouldn't have a business, whether you sell shoes,
yeah,
like you said, the dude wrote a book, the food guy trap kitchen or
yeah.
whatever it
Trap
was, but
kitchen.
you say he
Yeah,
wrote a
yeah,
book.
yeah,
So, it's so many ways that you could profit right now in the world, not just in America, but in the world.
yep,
You could write a book like me and my little girl, you seen her before the podcast. She's all but 6, bro, but we're planning on writing her a little 10 to 12 page kids book, bro. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? And just seeing what
Hell
that
yeah,
does, bro.
yeah,
Cause
man. My
even the
homie.
smoke box, the first month, bro, I probably invested. Once again, I don't invest money, bro. I got a credit line through my business. So whenever I have a new idea or whenever I want a new piece of equipment, I don't spend money. I use my business. I use my credit line to finance whatever I got going. So
Yep.
for the smoke box, check it out. So check it out for the smoke box.
Oh, your audio cut out. Your audio cut out, Willie. Is your mic muted?
Shit, did I freeze again?
There it goes. I can hear you now. I can hear you now. Ah, fuck. No, 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 I can't. Can you leave the call and come back again? Damn, his video just went down. I can see you. I feel like it's frozen. There he goes. Willie Animal, Willie Animal. Can you hear us? Sip of the Mountain Dew there.
Yo,
Uh,
my bad, man.
oh, it's all good. I can see you and hear you now.
All right. What are you saying though? You were telling me a story about your bro.
Fuck. What was I talking about? Shit.
I know I was talking about like a book or something.
Oh
Rush to
yeah,
write a
my
book or
my 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 homie Deacon Jones that was on the podcast last week. He wrote a book. It's called "Am I Radical or Irrational?" And it's
man.
you should check it out, bro. I think you'd like it. It's a quick read. You can get a paperback or digital version of Deacon Jones. Rick Jones, R Jones, I think is what it says on the book for author. I read it before I interviewed him last week, and it was pretty good stuff, man. I think you.
What is like what okay, so did you ask him like what gave him the idea of writing a book or is it just something he always wanted to do?
Nah, yeah, I think he wanted to do it for a while, and like he it was just basically like the first draft. He said too, like he asked some folks, and everybody's like, "Oh, you got to send it to an editor, and you got to do this, and you got to do that." He was just like, "Man, I don't got to do shit but write it and put it." You know
Right?
what I mean? And so I don't like there might have been like one typo that I saw, but that's that's
I mean,
nothing. You know what I
honestly,
mean?
honestly, knowing what I know about a lot of these books is most people don't write their own books. You know, most people just sit down with a writer and just talk to
Yeah,
them. So
yeah.
even if a person legitimately wrote their own book and there's a few typos, I kind of respect that, bro.
So do I,
I
man.
kind of
And it
respect
was
that,
like,
man.
yeah, I know that he someone write that for him. Like
Yeah, bro. How many
that's him
pages is it?
talking. It's I think the paperback version is like 40 pages, but
Right? 40
I
pages, one air like that. That's fucking amazing.
yeah, I read it on my phone, so that Kindle app is pretty cool. Like you can pinch your screen and fit more words on there, and then it gives you like a time estimate until you're done with the chapter and shit like that too, based on how fast you're turning the pages. So I'm like, man, that shit's cool. So yeah, that like
I'm
that's
gonna have to check that out.
yeah,
I just
man.
started reading.
Go go
What's
for it.
up?
No, go for it. What are you reading?
I was gonna say I just started reading the last couple books, man. So I'm about to check that shit out.
Yeah, man. It's good. You get done in a day easy,
Fuck it,
and
bro. I
it's
still gotta read that book that you sent me or that you gave me, bro. But fucking the book right now that I'm the Credo of Humanity, man.
no doubt. What's that shit about, man?
Bro,
The cradle
I'm a
of
slow ass
humanity.
reader, man. I'm not gonna lie to you.
What's the cradle of
I read
humanity
like
about?
15, like 10 pages at a time, but I gotta take a break.
Yeah, it's all good. What's that book about? Ah, damn, his
Can you
video
hear me,
froze
bro?
again. Yeah, I can hear you, but your video's frozen. I can't hear you anymore.
Yo, can you hear me?
Yo, yeah, I can hear you now. Damn, his audio keeps cutting out. Bummer, man. Bummer, man. Okay, the circle's spinning. I can see you now. Can you hear me? Man, I can see your video, but I can't hear your audio.
I can hear you, bro.
Okay, now I can hear you.
Hold-
Are you still there?
hold- I'm
Yeah,
gonna
I
log
could.
in on my computer, bro. Hold on
Yeah, all
real
good.
quick.
Technical difficulties, ladies and gentlemen. Oh yeah, can have him call in too. Yeah, if this doesn't work, I think he's busting out his laptop. I think he was on his phone, so that doesn't work. Yeah, we'll just have him call in. Yeah. So, all right. Looks like he's back.
Yeah, my bad, man. I'm trying to log in on my computer, bro.
It's all
But
good. I can see you and hear you now. It looks all good.
all right, but no, it's just called the Credo of Humanity, bro, and it just talks about the evolution of the world. You know what I'm saying? From humans to just everything up to right now, bro, and how everything shaped us to put us in the position that we're in right now, pretty much, bro.
Word.
But I'm just trying to read some shit, man. Get informed, bro. It's a lot of fucking media out here that's just
Yeah.
swaying the minds of people, bro. And that's one of the reasons I feel like, even like how you're talking about entrepreneurship, man. Like entrepreneurship is almost if you want me to be honest, it's kind of frowned upon, man. Like everybody
It
wants to be
is.
an entrepreneur, but the first time a kid tells their parents that they want to work for themselves and they don't want to go to college or you know you
Yep.
don't want to do the traditional thing, it's not the best response that a kid gets. So
Nope.
Even as Americans, bro, and I'm pretty sure most of the world, we're taught to be workers. We're taught to, go the
That's
safe route.
that's what
So
college teaches you, man.
you feel me? So I think it's wise that people even just start reading for their own, bro. Figure out what you're interested in. Read a fucking book. Stop listening to mass media, bro, because a lot of negative things come from that, bro.
Yeah, that's one thing I tell myself too in this age. A lot of the shit that they create as far as content or story or headlines, it's created with the intent to generate a click for you to see it and want to touch it. And that's really the most that they care about. You know what I mean? What happens after that is not as important as drawing you in to get you to touch it so they can get more advertising dollars. That's like the business side of it, right? And so it's like right
For
now,
sure.
bro, like every new website everywhere has that term, the COVID or Corona. Like it doesn't matter. Like so, I agree with what you're saying. It's like these. Uh, if someone took the time to write an entire book, it wasn't to get you to fucking look at the cover. It was to get you to
Yeah,
read the whole damn thing. You know what I
yeah.
mean? Yeah.
Not
So
some
it's
bullshit, bro.
nah. So like that's what I thought was cool. I did that song down there called Flower and Lar, where it was talking about forget your book, I'll write my own. And I just when I saw that he wrote his own, I'm just like, dude, that shit is tight, bro. You know what I mean? Like it's generating literature from our culture and our place and time. So I think it's dope because I think most we're making a podcast and I would like to write a book one day, but I don't think a lot. He's the only homie I know that has done that. So I'm like, shit, that's cool, man. Like creating something in that arena for people to consume with a good message is dope. You know what I mean?
I
So
think it is, man. And I think because what goes on with the media and all this stuff, bro, it stops free thinking, you know? So for a person to
yeah,
sit down and write a book and actually have their own mind, bro, to me it says a lot. To me it says a lot.
yeah, yeah. He raps too, man. So I'll tell him if he goes to Phoenix, try and book one at the State Arena.
Yo, can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I just switched it to my computer, bro, so this should work a lot better.
Hell yeah, it sounds better.
All right, cool, 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 cool. But hell yeah, what were you saying, man?
Yeah, I was just talking about Rick putting out his book, man, and how I think that's a dope business move, and then also a good move too to generate a different voice. You know, like I feel like certain people in an age group, man, you could call them boomers or whatever, they'd be more likely to listen to that message in book format than to follow him on social media and
Right.
sift. So I just think it's dope that he did that, and it's real positive message too about healing, and it's real community oriented.
That's dope as hell then, bro.
Yeah, man, and it wasn't corny. You know what I mean? So it's cool, and
I
it's
think it's good for somebody to stand on something, to stand on something like that, bro.
yeah,
Because you just don't see that a lot nowadays. I'm around a lot of people, bro. I'm 28 years old, and I'm around a lot. I come in contact with probably about 20 people a week, right? All
yeah,
all in my similar age group, and it's always the same thing, bro. It's either from their fashion that resembles something that they're being told to wear
yeah,
to even right now, bro, the main thing that's being talked about is the coronavirus.
yep,
You know what I'm saying? Like we're in a recording studio, you know what I'm saying? Why are you asking me, somebody that's not a doctor, that is not educated at all about the coronavirus, what I think about the coronavirus? I
yeah,
don't I don't think what I think matters about the coronavirus, you know?
yeah,
You
y-
shouldn't be we shouldn't be looking at or asking all these questions and all this BS. And I don't know, man. It's just a lot. It's just a
yeah,
lot.
yeah. I always teach my kid to wash his hands like since he was little.
You should right,
Like
right. You
since
should
he
be
was
doing that
little,
shit anyways.
yeah. 7 now, and that's if he doesn't do, because sometimes you could just hear the water run, and it's like you didn't really wash your hands,
Yeah,
like you gotta. And it's what I tell him too is like, how people get, and he's like, I'm like, because they don't wash their hands, and
facts.
that's the only thing I tell him, and so I mean, I don't get to talk to him often. Hopefully this week his mom let me through to talk to him on the horn, but I'm sure he might be a little bit scared because he's not at school either. I'm sure he's at home. So that's all I'm gonna tell him is like, man, what did I tell you about how people get sick? You know what I mean? It's like because they don't wash
Yeah,
their
just
hands. It's
wash your
like
hands and you're straight.
yeah, it'd be cool. Like it's not it's seriously just hype. Like that's why I'm like, man, it's not. You'll be okay. Like it's not. Everything will be
What do
all
you
right.
think about all this shit that's going on? Do you think it's something serious, or do
I
you think it's
Nah,
just marketing
no,
at its best?
it is. It's controlled. It's proof that people will obey the screen. If it's fear, you know what I mean. People are controlled by fear in the media. Like,
speaking speak, Speaking about business, do you think that this is good? Do you think that fear is good for business?
not all business. I mean, I'm sure a lot of small business, restaurants and shit are really suffering right now. Bars and
Yeah,
movie theaters, shit like that. But I'm sure dispensaries are doing okay. You know what I mean? Like there's still people buying a shit ton of weed, but anything else, like I don't, man. I mean, maybe they'll be able to write this shit off as a loss on their taxes. Maybe
you what?
that's a plus, but I don't really. I just think I see all different kinds of conspiracy theory
You think big
angles
pharma's
behind.
behind it?
Nah, well, it could be anything, dude. But with me, I think it's just the people in charge proving that they don't really need to send army jeeps out into your fucking neighborhood to get you to do what they fucking tell you to
Yeah,
do, man. It's like they'll run this shit on every news so that you can't, like, it doesn't matter where it's like IG, YouTube, what as soon as you open that app, that's the
yeah,
first phrase you see. They have a pop-up little
everywhere.
fucking balloon and this is what we know. You know what I mean? Like, and I'm just
Yeah,
like, dude,
yeah.
X, close this, close this. I don't care. I don't care. It's like they're doing it on purpose.
They're shoving it down your throat, bro.
Yeah, everywhere. And I'm just like, man, you can't escape it, dude. So it's just
Let
weird to me. I'm
Let
like,
me ask.
what's the distraction from? Like where's the misdirection? Like what are we is it cuz it's an election year? Like you guys could be talking about anything else but this is the only thing you're talking about.
You know what? You remember the mortgage crisis back in '08, right? The recession that in 2008.
Yeah,
So one of the things, I don't really think it's a theory. I kind of think it's factual. I kind of think think it's proven, man. And Mark Cuban, I think he's the Dallas owner of one of the Dallas basketball team, bro. But
yeah. The Shark
he's
Tank guy. He's the
he's
Shark
yeah,
Tank
yeah, yeah.
guy. Yeah,
Yeah,
smart
so you
guy.
know he knows about a little bit about business. He's on Shark Tank, right?
Yeah,
He spoke on what happens during recessions, how stockholders and shareholders, how they'll basically jump ship right before their stock tanks.
yeah,
And then when it does tank, they'll buy it back for stupid low, right?
yeah,
And basically what Mark Cuban was speaking on was how that should not be allowed, because if you look all right, so all even a virus like this is making a lot of people a lot of money for the simple fact of this. This fear right now is causing people to basically jump ship. Like, have you been keeping up with the stock market lately?
yeah, dude. It's tanking everywhere.
It's
Yeah,
tanking. Now,
yeah.
now,
It's all bad. Like it's
now,
everything is down.
now follow me. There's a lot of average people like me and you that have stocks, right?
Yeah,
All right. Now, even if all of us put our little shit together and decided to do something, we still cannot affect the stock market in a way to make it crash, right?
yeah,
The only people that could do that are the millionaires and billionaires who really control the stock market. Is that fair to say?
yeah. I'd agree. Like I could. I don't ever buy that shit, but yeah,
Well,
it's
not you. I'm just saying. I'm just
yeah,
saying.
but
Even
yeah,
if you
I
put a
can't afford even if I put 10,000, like that's a drop in the fucking bucket. You know
yeah,
what I
that's
mean?
not gonna do nothing to the stock market,
No,
bro.
no, hell
What
no.
controls the stock? So here's what happens, bro. Take these companies that for example are doing bad right now. These people know before the market drops that it's going to drop.
Yeah,
They know that. So what a
yeah,
lot of these people do, bro, in times like the recession, bro, to make the recession even worse, before the actual stock drops, they'll sell it.
yeah. That's
And then when it drops all the way, so they'll sell it for $100.
yep,
They'll drop down, tank down to $20. Then when it drops down, then they'll buy a whole bunch back because they know
yep,
that this fucking coronavirus is only going to be here for a year and a half max. And at
yeah,
the end of that, their shit's gonna go way the fuck back up. So they fucking quadrupled the stock that they actually own, bro. And that's how that they
yeah,
control. That's how the top 1% sways and controls the stock market, bro.
yeah.
So it's not really like a theory, it's like factual. And when I seen Mark Cuban talking about this shit, it made a lot of sense on how a lot of people are benefiting from the coronavirus.
Yeah,
Or from
that's what Martha Stewart went to jail for, is because she did that exact same thing you're talking about. And oh, she she
word, what did she do? I'm
she
not
she
hip.
got a she got a call from someone at the corporation she's heavily invested in with stock, and she dumped them. The shit fucking tanked, and then just like I'm pretty sure she bought a shit ton of it back, and it's like only like two or three people, one her and two other people. You can see it on the spreadsheet, right? It's like, whoa, there's a serious fucking dump of a shit ton. It's like these three people did it right before the shit tanked, and they were the only ones that had the information, and so that's why you know
Okay,
what I
let me
mean.
ask you a question.
It's against the law. And Mitchell said that too in the comment. Shout out to Mitch. There were some senators in the past week who it's it barely cracks the dent in the news. You know what I mean? They kind of
Okay,
barely.
but check this
So
out. Let me ask you a question.
they did the same thing. They got the coronavirus briefing, you know, at the White House or at their session, and they sold all their stock. You know what I mean? Just like you're talking about.
Well, let me ask you a question, and I'm happy that he's well. What was the dude's name?
Mitchell in
Mitchell.
production. Yeah,
I'm glad that he's I'm glad that he's there. But so let me ask you guys a question, right? How long did Martha Stewart do in?
I think she was in there like 9 months.
Okay, so okay, so follow me, and I'm gonna ask you a very easy question. You said they tanked or they dropped a bunch of fucking stock, right?
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure they bought it back after it came back. I'm pretty sure, right?
yeah, yeah,
Now let's say that this was fucking $1 million worth of stock, right? That they fucking dumped and got back for a deal. Let's say just $1 million. I'm pretty sure it was way fucking more, but let's say
yeah.
just 1 million. Would you be willing to do 9 months in jail for $1 million?
Fuck yeah, I would.
You feel me? So even if people go to fucking jail, even if they go to jail, where's the
Yeah.
justice when they still come home to the millions of dollars that they still got, bro? You feel
Yeah,
me?
yeah, that'd be cake, bro. That'd be cake as shit. You know what I
That'd be the
mean?
sweetest
Like,
9 months of your life, bro.
yeah, I could, you know, I'm sure my lady would come visit me. I'm sure I could get some letters. You know,
Come on,
I
bro.
got,
You'll be the best fucking. You'll be everybody's friend inside that jail, bro.
yeah. I could write some poems for homies to send to their girls back home. You know, I'm
That's the
sure
American way, bro. So when
yeah,
these,
I could make the best of that
you
for
feel me?
real.
So when
Yeah.
these people, that's why I laugh when people go to jail for 9 months, or when these or when these rich people do what they do and they only get a slap on the wrist, bro. Like, what is 9 months of jail when you just clear millions of fucking dollars that you don't even have to do shit for, bro? Like,
Yeah,
you know?
and I think the thing with her too, and this is why I like Martha Stewart, is they tried to get her to tell on who she got the info from, and she didn't.
Yeah.
She was like, nah. She's like, I'm not giving you guys that. So I'm sure she probably could have not went to jail and just had probation or something. But because she was like, I'm not telling, they're like, "You're going to fucking
You
jail."
see? So
You know what I mean? So I'm
For
like,
Martha Stewart, that's a win-win, bro. I'm a
yeah,
real ass
hell yeah.
motherfucker, and I'm gonna
She's
get out to some.
solid. Yeah,
Come
she's
on,
solid,
bro.
bro.
And now
She's
she's doing
solid.
shows with Snoop. Come
Yeah,
on,
hell
it's
yeah,
a
hell yeah.
win-win. Like these
She's
people got it made, bro. If somebody like me and you went to file for bankruptcy, bro, we'll be fucked. We won't be able to get a loan for 7 years. We won't be able to get a car for 7 years, and none of. But what happens is we don't know that these motherfuckers don't. Donald Trump, 50 Cent, all these rich people never filed bankrupt, bro. Their corporations did.
yeah,
You feel me?
yeah,
So say the bakery studio, right? I'm gonna give you a little background about my situation. At the bakery studio, I have 3 business credit cards that each have a $6,000 limit on it. Okay,
yeah,
so that means that I have an 18 altogether. I have an $18,000 credit line, right? So
yeah,
here goes what businesses do. Here goes what I would do if I wanted to do what a lot of these rich people. I will max out all 3 of my credit cards for the $18,000, right? Swipe, 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 and get the cash back, right?
yeah,
Then I will file bankruptcy for my business, which is the bakery studio, and say I don't have the money. The whole time I will just transfer the money into my girlfriend's account, my account, whatever the fuck these famous or rich people do, bro. They'll transfer the.
yeah,
They'll file bankruptcy underneath their business, which is the bakery recording studio. And then after that's done, I'll take the $18,000, then I'll open up fucking ABC studio. You feel
yeah,
me? I
yeah,
still have the $18,000 and all of my equipment, but now I got 18 fucking thousand dollars. Use
yeah,
that $18,000 to build up the credit line for the new studio to about 50,000.
yeah,
Max out the 50,000, file bankruptcy for the second time, open up Pink Bear Studio, my third studio, and
yeah,
repeat the process until I have a fucking $1 million.
yeah,
You
man.
know, like, bro,
Yeah, a lot of it has been done that way.
that is how all of these rich people get their millions, bro.
Yeah,
It's not
yeah,
through it's not through fucking hard work, bro. Like the
no doubt.
American way is not to work hard, bro.
Yeah, no
It's
doubt.
fucked up. It's
I
fucked
agree.
up, bro. And I don't want people to think that I do any of this shit, bro. I'm just trying to let people know that, bro, there's a reason why a lot of this shit goes on. There's a reason why the mass marketing goes on with fucking Gucci when nobody wore Gucci 6 years ago. You
Yeah,
know, there's a reason why the coronavirus is so damn big right now, bro.
yeah. Like it's weird too, cause my lady works at the hospital, and it's not really. It's she's a nurse, you know what I mean, and I had an old roommate in Portland who was a
Yeah.
nurse. She like the only two people of reason on my social media are like, like it is like it's just hype,
And
like like because they come into contact with shit all day every day.
yeah.
They're gloved up and probably have masks in certain situations, but still, dude, they're exposed to all kinds of shit every day, and they're still just fine. It's not a huge deal. It's just hyped up.
And I kind of think that going back to what we were talking about earlier about like how people ask me what I think about. I think that's one of the biggest problems of people or as people that we have right now. Like you got people like your girl and the person that you went to school with that are educated in in this field that you should
Yeah,
be at. Not a fucking anchor man, not me at the studio. We're talking
yeah,
about it on a podcast for sure. And if you're listening, this is just to create dialogue or start a
yeah,
thought or whatever. But at the end of the day, bro, you should get a real life opinion from somebody that knows what they're talking about.
yeah. And then that's the other thing too is if it's a virus, bro. Anytime you have a virus, they fucking send you home and say drink water and go to sleep. You know what I mean? Like here's some Nyquil or whatever. It's like there's no it's not like there's a set of antibiotics that's gonna fucking save you anyway, man. You know what I mean? It's like your immune system is going. So it's like the freak out is over nothing. I'm like,
It's
fuck.
over something that
It's,
you cannot control, bro.
yeah, man.
Over
I'm
something
like,
that you can't
dude.
control, bro. It and to be honest with you, like even like how we were talking about me having my own recording studio. Of course, naturally, right now, people are not thinking about spending money at a recording studio. You know what I'm saying? It's not
Yeah,
where their mind's at right now. So
yeah,
even as being an entrepreneur, I don't feel like it's really beneficial to me to complain about the situation that's going on when I
yeah,
can try to be creative and think about a way that I not capitalize on the negative way, but still be able to keep my head above water at a time when everybody's panicking. The
yeah, dude.
people, like for example, the people like say the end of the world was coming. The people who aren't going to panic are the doomsday preppers who prepared for this and you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
The goal for this bullshit is not to be a fucking mindless person that's panicking. It's to be
yeah.
prepared and to understand how you can make the best out of this.
And even if you're a little bit ill prepared, not as prepared as the doomsday prep, it's still not a good idea to fucking panic.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
man, chill out. You know, like, yeah. When Noriega says that on his podcast, he's like, you got to relax.
You gotta relax, yo. You gotta relax.
Yeah, for reals, dude. I'm like, fuck.
That's one of my favorite podcasts, man.
Me
Hey,
too. I
speaking
like
of
it, dude.
podcasts, bro, like I said, bro, I'm thankful that you asked me to be here, bro, because I think a lot of people nowadays more inclined to just sitting down and listening to people just talk without a what the fuck is the word I'm looking
A
for? Like,
script without a script.
yeah, you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Talking about real shit, and that's what something that you get with a lot of these podcasts, bro.
yeah.
Like
Even if
right
I've
now, like
never, even if I never met the guy, he's more credible than the dude reading off the teleprompter on
for
TV,
sure,
dude.
bro. Listen,
Yeah.
the shit that we're talking about right now, speaking of Noriega, you got something called drunk facts, Now, everything that we're saying right now in this podcast might not be 100% truth, but I guarantee the shit that we're talking about, people are going to understand that, these are regular fucking dudes that
Yeah.
live in this world just like me, and they
Yep.
know some shit about what's going on. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's all that you got to take from this shit. Let this
Yeah.
shit spark a fucking thing in your brain that makes you get creative or whatever the case, bro.
Yeah. Cause
Whatever the
like
case, man.
that's what I hope too, is that my art friends can still be a little bit inspired and hopefully paint and write and make beats and do stuff like that, because we're still doing our podcast every Sunday, you know what I
I was
mean?
gonna
So it's
I
I want
honestly think with all this shit going on right now, bro, this makes the perfect time to even, like you say, be creative or, if you wanted to start a business or wanted to do something, this is the perfect time, bro. You have
yeah,
nothing but time to focus on whatever the fuck you wanted to focus on, bro. Like
yeah,
people literally don't have any excuses right now. You can't blame work. You can't blame anything, bro.
yeah, yeah, man. It's me time like a motherfucker right now.
Yeah, bro. Like even I
uh,
was telling you today, bro, like yeah, it fucking sucks all the shit that's going around, bro, and all the mass hysteria. But I'm still trying to make the best out of this situation, bro. Like I don't know, man.
yeah, it,
I
like
don't know.
I was stuck on pause anyway when I moved, because I have to prove residency, so I have to get some mail sent, and I got it now,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
the DMV is closed, so
yeah.
it's
See,
it's supposed to be open tomorrow. And get my license and hopefully be
let me
working.
ask you a question. How fucked up is it? Let me ask you a personal question. How fucked up is it that even though you don't want to personally be affected by this virus, that you have no choice but to be affected because you can't even get
Yeah,
the stuff that you need because places are closed.
yeah, it sucks. You know what I mean? Like that's I'm like, well, whatever. Hurry up and wait. That's why on my social media, bro, I just be talking shit. Like you guys
I
are
see
all
it, bro. It's
fucking
so funny, bro.
assholes. I'm
It's
like
so
these
funny.
fucking dipshits. Like I'm just like, man, because I don't have control over it, so I'm gonna just crack jokes on
You
it and talk.
got to, bro.
It is, dude. Like people are just spreading fear, and I'm like, I'm not gonna do that, but I'll crack jokes on dummies all day.
Yeah,
You know
for
what I mean?
sure.
It's
Yeah,
just I'm just like, man, I'm gonna be fine. I've been sick before. I've had the flu. You know, like
yeah.
I'm not worried. I'm like, if I get sick, I'm gonna slug some NyQuil and drink a bottle of water and crash out for 10 hours. You know,
Facts.
that's my routine. If I really can't shake some shit and I really am sick, I'm gonna go
Yeah,
and
for no,
force
for sure.
myself
I
to
hear you.
crash out. You know, and so
I,
it's like, I don't
I
know. I'm
hear
not
you,
worried.
man.
I'll be
I
fine,
hear
man.
you.
If you have like a grandma that has pneumonia or something, then yeah, but she already had pneumonia, so it's they're supposed to be extra, you know. Like I'm just like people are like, well, what about? I'm like, well, they're old people, man. Like you know, like they're gonna get sick. Like you gotta,
Yeah, bro.
like
Nothing you can really
this isn't
do.
anything new. It's nothing new as far as protocol or it's like it's just being hyped up with fear. So
Period. Like
yeah.
you said before, fear ain't gonna do shit for an old person that already has no.
No, it's not, man. Buying them extra toilet paper, it's just like fuck, dude. They know they have to be extra careful with, you know.
Well, you know what? That just go to show you like who's really doing more hurt. You talking about
It,
the old not or talking about the old people or the people buying up all the toilet paper and don't
it,
let the old people get sick.
yeah, dude. Like I don't know, man. It's just weird. It's a strange time, you know. And like my thing of it too is when I go out in public, that's the only thing that's different. They wouldn't let us buy 4 rolls of toilet paper, or I mean of paper towels. They're like, no, you can only get two. So, all right, they're you know, that's the only thing different. Otherwise, there was everybody walking through the aisles. They had meat, they had eggs, they had
Yeah,
bread. You know, they were short on toilet paper and paper towels, but that like I feel like it's just because of the hype in the news. You know, like there's no other. It's not like there actually is a shit ton of people who are sick and dying, man. Like the news is
no,
just hyping
ain't
it up.
not, bro. Ain't
This many
not,
people
bro.
die. The numbers are. I'm like, dude, where are they getting these numbers, and why are you guys sharing them so much? You know, like it's just like it's
That's
not.
the part that makes me. That's the part that makes me think there's a profit behind it, man.
Yeah.
Because like
How long can we keep this going? You know what I mean? It's fuck. I
bro,
hope
speaking
over
of fuck,
tomorrow.
like how we were talking about stocks, imagine how fucking high Charmin stock is,
No doubt.
Like imagine how much money these fucking people are making off this shit. Hand sanitizer. It's
Yeah.
just crazy.
Yeah. Those guys are crushing it.
I
That
think
makes me
I
good.
don't know, man. It's a small part of me that think all this is about business, bro. All this is for profit, man.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
don't know.
I agree. Yeah, I'm definitely a conspiracy theorist, and I try to look into what those crazy homies are posting online and reading.
Yeah.
I mean, so because I don't the fuck the news. It's like be afraid, be afraid, stay in the fucking house, be afraid, don't go anywhere. It's fucking scary. Stay home.
And like you said,
You're gonna die.
the only people that it's affecting is fucking small business. Well, mainly is small business owners, bro.
Yeah. And then
Uh,
that's the guys I want to not be affected by, you know, and it's like that's why it sucks for them, you know.
yeah,
It
but
is. Those guys ain't gonna get a bailout from the government,
no, man.
you know.
Unfortunately, not. But we're resilient people, man.
Yeah,
We're
no doubt,
resilient people. So
no
shit,
doubt.
man.
All
I
right,
don't know.
so that's like an hour right there, Willie. Is there anything else you want to talk about or share or promote before we?
Man, I just want to promote good business to the people, man. Learn about business, bro. We take all this time watching YouTube, watching videos about funny shit or some dumb thing interest us, bro, but we rarely take any time to learn about business or how
No
or anything
doubt,
about it, man. I don't want to go too depth into it, but just watch some videos, man. Take some time to actually learn something that can make you some money in this country.
no doubt. Good advice, man. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank
I
you.
like I try to watch those the car financing videos on YouTube, you know, where they're like, man, don't do this, do that, you
All
know,
that shit, bro.
like
I
that
got a
shit.
buddy that's making about $2,000 a week flipping cars.
That's tight.
You know, like it's out there, man. It's out there, bruh. And you don't have to be rich. You don't have to be famous. You don't, you can live a pretty good life just doing something that you like to do, bruh. It's possible.
Yep, no doubt,
Man,
no
shit.
doubt. And then can you plug your social media too?
Man, on IG, it's at Lil Willie Animal. On YouTube, it's Lil Willie Animal. On Facebook, it's Lil Willie Animal. Anywhere you go, just type Lil Willie Animal and you should find me, man. For sure.
No doubt, no doubt. Well,
Okay,
I
Kane. Thanks for
yeah,
having me,
man,
baby.
no doubt. Thanks for taking the time, dude. I
Yes,
appreciate
sir.
it. It's been
Yes,
good
sir.
talking about shit other than just weed, you know. So like it's been a
Man.
good interview, and I want to have you back too, man, in the future.
Man, hey, bring me back on one of those podcasts where we just talk about the weed, though, you know?
Yeah,
That
yeah,
would be
no
dope. I
doubt.
got a lot of stuff I
Yeah,
want to learn.
no doubt. I'm with that, man. I'm with that. I appreciate it, dude. We'll definitely. I'm gonna hit you up in a couple. We'll see what's going on. Hopefully, all this hype will be over with.
All right,
We'll have
player. Take
a real
care.
cool weed convo. Yeah, no doubt, man. Have a good rest of your. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, do my outro dance. This was the 49th episode of Concerned Dabs podcast. That was your Katie M. Kane, our guest Willie Animal, the
Yeah.
owner of the Bakery Recording Studio in Phoenix, Arizona. Please hit at Lil Willie Animal on all social media. I also got to give a shout out to my guys in production, Mitchell Wilson and Jesse Curry. This has been a Main Node and Joseph Street Enterprise production.